Welcome back to Good Morning Football. The Birds taking on the Bears. There's Mr. Trubisky. Everybody's wondering, will he show up and will this offense show up? Well, here he is looking for former Eagle Trey Burton down the seam. I mean, misses him by 7 yards. Matt Nagy saying, hey, you all right, man? You need some smelling salts? What's up? Well, Jordan Howard, here's what's up. Right down the middle of his former team's defense, Eddie Jackson, making business decisions, wanted no part of Jordan Howard. The Eagles winning 2 on a row into their bye week at 5-4. And Zach Ertz, over 100 yards for the first time this year. You guys know the drill, right? He balled,
and then what?
So he got the call.
There you go, big fella. How you doing, man?
What's up, Prime? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Every time I look around the NFL, I'm hearing this tight end, this tight end, this tight end. But you like that little engine that could, man. You just keep going and going and going, and you put it down every week.
I thought it was a really good performance as a team, man. I mean, obviously, I had my number called early and often, so I was able to help the team. But, I mean, it really was a complete team win, man. I mean, we got out to a lead early and allowed our defense to kind of do their thing. And when you let Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham rush the passer, it is a recipe for success. So really proud of the team. 3-phase win.
A few weeks back, it looked like the sky was falling for the Eagles, and they got blown out by Dallas. They've now ripped off 2 straight wins. And now are they back to being contenders in the NFC?
Back in on the Eagles?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was against 2 really good defenses. They go up to Buffalo, and I thought they finished the game out by running the football. Jordan Howard took over that game.
You're all the way back in, absolutely. That's why.
Absolutely. And I think when you look at offensively, what Carson Wentz has done, look, he's been up and down. He played well against the Green Bay Packers, and then we saw him stumble against the Dallas Cowboys. I go back to that drive. The Chicago Bears found a way to get back into that game.
Which is worrisome.
They had the momentum, yes. And then in the fourth quarter, Carson Wentz said, guys, I got this. And they went on an 8-minute drive. Basically sucked the life out of the Bears. They converted these third downs right here. That throw right there to Zach Ertz was phenomenal. He never even set his feet. He just kind of slung it like Mahomes does, like a shortstop. And then this right here to Dallas Goedert on the tight end screen. I thought Carson Wentz orchestrated this offense and was so precise with the game on the line. I think this offense right now, they're going into the bye week, but they have got so much rhythm right now, they almost probably wish they were playing because they're on a roll. They don't want to have to press pause.
Triggs, quickly, I'm in right now because the one thing I was worried about, they're fixing, or it's getting fixed. Jalen Mills was back. Ronald Darby's back. Jalen Mills apparently used extra green in his hair. He was feeling himself.
The Green Goblin.
They got torched. Their cornerbacks are their biggest weakness, and they're looking a lot better for 2 weeks straight against the Bills and Chicago.
And they didn't make some rash decision at the trade deadline and mortgage the entire future to bring someone in.
A
lot of people are advocating for it. Yeah, and look, they showed the play in the highlight. You mentioned it. 3rd and 9. The Bears had just scored 14 straight points. And to go to that play and throw the ball to Goddard for 16 yards, like that's not a play that is your go-to play in the playbook. This is a huge call, a tight end screen essentially on the biggest play of the game. I just love what those guys do on offense. Doug Peterson, Mike Groh, and Press Taylor. They find a way to get the best out of Carson Wentz. And they might not have the wide receiver play they used to. They might not have the running back play they used to, although Howard played well. But sometimes you got to lean on a guy like Goddard in a big spot. Big win for the Eagles. This is what it is. You stack W's, and by the end of the year, you're either in the playoffs or not. Huge win against a team that they, should have been a playoff team this year. They got the win.
Yeah, and speaking of Howard playing well, I thought that he'd have a revenge game because he played so well for Chicago for 3 years straight, 3,000-yard seasons, and he did. He ran strong, he ran tough, almost with an identity of what we thought the Eagles would be. And put this in perspective, they get rid of Jordan Howard, right? Jordan Howard now in the season has 525 yards rushing. That's more than Montgomery, Cohen, and Davis combined.
Wow.
At 494.
I'll show you.
I ask you both this. Exactly. You are a wide receiver. You're talking about this offense. Do they have the wide receivers to consider themselves contenders in the NFC?
Yeah,
Do they have the wideout?
Arcega-Whiteside didn't even really have a factor.
Alshon Jeffrey had some misses.
Yeah,
several.
Alshon Jeffrey, the drops have got to stop. I mean,
he got the yips.
Coming in the game third most in the league.
So do they have the wide receivers to make this thing go?
Deshaun Jackson coming back.
That's going to help.
Is going to be a big factor.
Open things up.
He's got the bye week now to rest up.
Yeah. Let's get some more highlights, guys. Here's a good one. The Buccaneers and the Seahawks. This game was back and forth through the first half. Jameis was actually playing well. But let's move on to the fourth quarter. 48 seconds left. Buccaneers ball trailing 34-27. And that's Darway Agumbawale. He gets into the end zone.
Okay.
He's doing his dance.
Well done. I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yeah, a little Nick Cannon celebration. But here's the thing. Tied at 34, and the kick is no good. No good. Jason Myers, he misses it. We go into overtime. And Russell Wilson said, you shouldn't let me get in overtime because I'm going to do my thing. And he goes to a guy that has the same name as the clothes that Shaun O'Hara is wearing, and that's Jacob Hollister.
There you go.
Hollister gets in for the touchdown, and that pretty much ends it. Russell Wilson playing at a different level. I know the MVP race is going back and forth, but Russell Wilson 5 touchdowns in this one. And let's hear from Russ, who might be the league's MVP.
Yeah, that was huge. Gino was the man of the night. Him winning that coin toss, we felt great about it, and feel like we could find a way to win the game. And guys make some clutch plays. DK came up big there at the end there. Then Hollister, man, just showed up. That was sweet. It was a tough battle all game, back and forth, and we found a way to win.
Thanks for all the fantasy points, both sides, but week in, week out, it is Russell Wilson continuing to put that Seahawks team on his back. Yeah. You said he could be the MVP. Is he the MVP? 22 touchdowns, just 1 interception. They built around him, and he is thriving.
Yeah, it's back and forth, because he dropped that game up against the Ravens at home, and, he was exposed for the first time. He threw an interception, and, Aaron Rodgers was making that stance that I'm the guy. And then he drops his game this weekend, and Russell Wilson says, no. I'm not only the best quarterback in the conference, I'm the best quarterback in the NFL. So, yes, to answer your question, he is the MVP. And I'll say this. Russell Wilson throws the prettiest deep ball in all of football. It is so beautiful. That drop on the sideline like he's just throwing it into the bucket. Steph Curry from 3 style.
And you know what? He just picked up a guy who's going to be playing next week who can maybe catch the deep ball in Josh Gordon. That could be something that makes him special. I look at Russell Wilson as not a finished product yet. You look month by month what Russell Wilson's doing and how he started November. This guy might just be getting started. Look at this. Month by month, he got better in October.
This is crazy.
He starts November. Kate, no one, I think, in the history of the NFL has started a season with 22 touchdowns and 1 interception. This is historic stuff. And yet, to Nate's point, not only is it Aaron Rodgers in the conversation, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson,
Christian McCaffrey.
I don't recall MVP race this wide open.
For real.
More than halfway into the season in the history of covering the game that I've had.
Nate, you're talking about the deep ball. How about the finesse on these throws right there? I mean, he's got every pitch. Like Michael Jordan, I was a big Bulls fan growing up. When he was in the zone, he talked about the rim just looked like a big old bucket. That's what it looks like for Russell Wilson.
So who else is out there, MVP? It's him and not Aaron Rodgers.
He just said it. He said Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Rodgers is definitely still in it. They got 2 losses, right? They've got 3.
I feel like Lamar Jackson has had more bad games than Russell Wilson has. So I don't know if that's I think Russell Wilson hands above.
Lamar's just doing it different.
He's doing
even though he lost,
which is hard to quantify for the quarterback position, which we hand this trophy to the quarterbacks usually.
We mentioned Christian McCaffrey in the MVP convo. He, of course, made history again. That's what he does. Joining some legendary company on Sunday. We'll get to his highlights. He had 3 touchdowns in this one.
Run, Forrest, run.
3 touchdowns.
About 1 million yards.
Casual. Then he refused an ice pack at the end or something. What are we doing here? And the Chargers defense giving Aaron Rodgers fits all day long. Oh, hey, Bosa, you're